hearing about anyone standing out at the linebacker position. Again, I don't know how much we're going to be able to gain from Saturday, but set us up there, Tony.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question. We talked about linebackers in the last week where you're not hearing about the Sams and things like that. And remember, Dallas Gant is out, and I wonder how much running is even going on. Yeah, as Dalton Moore, Cody Simon is a young guy who we've heard his name. Craig Young as well, but he's playing more safety than linebacker as that bullet right now. So it is a concern. Taraji Mitchell, this is his 4th year. You assume he's going to be fine. We've heard good things about him. He's always been a matter of getting the playbook and everything down, being in the right spot at the right time for the right reasons, as opposed to getting there and practice at the right time but for the wrong reasons. And so he's coming around. Tommy Eichenberg has done well. We saw Reed Carrico with an interception on Monday as the last play of practice we were allowed to see, intercepting Kyle McCord. So I think one of the reasons you're not hearing a lot is because there's not a lot of linebackers there right now. Also, Mitchell Melton getting hurt has diminished that a little bit. So, I wonder how much is the lack of numbers, lack of names. Are they playing a bunch more nickel? We've seen some 3-3-5 nickel packages out there in some of the clips. So I think, honestly, I don't know what to think in terms of why is anybody standing out other than the fact that things are still being kept close to the vest, and there's probably more throwing than running going on right now because the quarterbacks need that more than the running backs and the offensive line do.
Yeah, I'm keeping a good thought about the linebacker spot. I think Gant is going to be in the middle when he gets back in the fall, and then they'll find whoever fits what they want to do scheme-wise to play the outside spots, whether it's one outside linebacker or two or however it's going to go, if it's going to be a hybrid safety or whatever it may be, or a nickel back and go from there. So, again, I don't worry about the details too much. I don't worry about the names or the details. I think that it'll be much better defense than we saw last season. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And yet I don't have a lot of answers for anybody in terms of exactly who's going to man what spot and what scheme is going to look like. And I would tend to doubt you're going to get much of an indication about that on Saturday. My guess is they try and keep everything with a base vanilla defense with maybe some rules that they'll be allowed to blitz on 3rd and long or something like that, or something along those lines, and just try and keep it simple, organized and simple, I think is probably the order of the day, as opposed to exotic and experimental. So they do a lot of that, I would presume, behind closed doors, and I'm not going to show a whole lot of that in a nationally televised scrimmage. So I would think that they're going to keep it fairly simple. And even then, I do believe there's going to be a degree of improvement defensively across the board. Linebacker is a huge question mark. I will grant you that. But, I see Rod's comment, the linebackers may be a liability the next 2 or 3 years until the 2022 guys are ready. And we had a chance, to see those guys, some of them at the Under Armour camp this past weekend with Gabe Powers and CJ Hicks and Dasan McCullough, and very impressive just standing there. And you would think you can't wait to get them in uniform, but at earliest that's going to happen is for at least for games is the fall of 2022. So you got to make do with the guys you got right now. And I agree with what Tony said. I heard some good things about Cody Simon. He's on his way as an up-and-comer. And same thing about Eichenberg. I think he's on his way up. And again, just keep a good thought, I guess. Let's see how they look on Saturday, and we'll see, who's really developing and making that move to be ready to participate in the fall.